Welcome back to We Still Like Each Other, the podcast. I'm Jojo.
And I'm Dayra from Let's Chat.
I'm Travis.
I'm Stephanie.
And this is the podcast where we show that the honeymoon stage never has to end.
Never, ever, ever. Welcome to Like Each Other, the podcast.
Hi.
You're feeling a little nervous?
Yeah.
Don't worry. This is, mi casa, su casa. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, even though the weather is kind of spotty today.
It's opening up.
Yeah.
It is.
It's coming around. It is. It's because we're together.
We had a little road trip. She was singing Bruno Mars.
You know, I got to confess my love.
All the way from South Jersey.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking the trip.
Of course.
And y'all podcast up and coming. Super interesting.
I actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
You do?
Thank
Like,
you.
sometimes you listen to people reach out and like, oh, let me see what they're about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not always interesting.
Yeah.
But I
Have you listened to the full episode?
no, honestly, no.
Who listens to the full
It's
episode?
just so long sometimes.
No.
Yeah.
We just have a brand new baby.
Yeah.
And we're super busy, but we want to listen to the whole podcast.
Yeah.
Another one of our guests has a podcast, and we're so behind, but we'll like listen to a couple here or there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but people do listen to the full episode. Don't think that.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard y'all for the last week.
Yeah, I've been listening.
I didn't have to. She's been listening.
Yeah, I've been
you've
like,
been doing
okay,
your homework.
Yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
and this is that, and this is that, and she's like this, and he's like that.
Oh wow, she's been analyzing.
Yeah. So at this point, she know y'all BFFs.
yeah, I know y'all don't know me.
Yeah, we're gonna get to know you now. All right, so tell us how y'all met.
Thirst trapping on the social media.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Who was Thirst Trapper?
So she was thirst trapping, and I was on TikTok. I had just got on TikTok, and I'm scrolling. I'm on lesbian TikTok, of course. And I see this TikTok of this girl trying to find her future wife.
Before y'all keep going with the story, for some reason, our TikTok is also lesbian TikTok.
Really? Uh-huh.
So I joked with her. I was like, I don't know why, but everything I see is just like lesbian
Lesbian,
humor
like-
or
Yeah.
So I think what happened was when we first opened the account, one of my friends sent me like a couple of lesbian TikToks, and now the algorithm is all
Yeah.
lesbian TikToks, and I like them, and I like,
Yeah.
so I guess now it's just our
Yeah.
lesbian
We're
TikTok.
entertaining community.
we're just all lesbians.
Yeah. Yeah, girl.
The algorithm doesn't lie. So, yeah. So I saw her and I was like, oh, who is she? Let me follow her. And I saw that she had thousands of followers. I was like, she's not going to see Lil on me, but I'm going to follow her anyway. And then I saw that she had it connected to her Instagram. So then I started following her on Instagram. And I didn't have a lot of posts because I had just got back on Instagram because I deleted it for like a year.
fake account.
Yeah, yo. She was like,
What is this?
yeah. So I didn't DM her. I didn't like all her pictures. I was playing a little hard to get. I'm not gonna lie.
All that hype for nothing.
Right. And then what happened?
She followed me, and like she said at the time, like I was just kind of like moving and grooving on TikTok, so like my following was getting up, and a lot of people were following me from TikTok to Instagram. So I was like, all right, I don't got time to go through all these follows. Like it's just gonna go. Nacho. And one day I was like bored, and I was going through my notifications, and she happened to follow me like probably like a day or two ago. And I was like, who this? So I clicked on her profile, and I read her bio first because she's like, I'm a Virgo. I got my master's degree. I'm from Jersey. And I'm like, okay, girl. Like, so I was like, I like it. I might get me a sugar mama because I thought she was older than me.
How old are y'all?
Really mistaken. I'm 27.
26.
She's 26.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Really mistaken. So I was looking at her stuff, but like if you look at her Instagram, it's just like all aesthetically pleasing shit.
It's a Pinterest board.
Yeah. I mean, that's not me, but I was like, all right, so what she look like? And all it is like her back and like views.
Oh,
So you thought she was
giving
ugly?
catfish.
I didn't know what to think. I was
It's
like,
giving catfish.
yeah. I'm like, all right, where's your face? Like, let me see what you about. Like, I know your hair popping this all long. And then she had like one picture where she's like turned back, some cap and gown. So I was like, all right, you look cute, but I need a close up. So I followed her. I was like, all right, she's from Jersey. Let me see. I follow her, and then she like posts a story, and I happened to run across it, and I forgot I followed her. And she like posts a story like it sitting in a chair, like one of these chairs in the mirror, and I'm like, oh shit, who that? Hold up, I follow So I go on her page and I was like, oh, this the John Doe. All right. Okay. So she had, when she posted that and I seen that, I like hard-eyed it. And she just liked it. I said, what the fuck? You followed me.
Yeah.
Hold up.
Were you playing it cool at that point?
Yeah, I was playing hard to get.
But you
I
were
was
like,
yeah, I was, because I'm like, this girl, she probably got so many DMs. Like, yo, if you go to her comments, and even now, even though she has a girlfriend, the girls be thirsty. Like, heart eyes, like, ooh, I'm, bugging. And I'm like,
oh, come home with me.
They be bugging in her comments. So I was like, she a celebrity, like I can't, but whatever.
We gotta find her.
Listen, they're not paying my bills yet, so it don't count.
So how long ago was this?
This is about a year, some change ago.
This was in 2020.
Okay.
So y'all fairly new.
Yeah, so this was like the summer of the pandemic when things started opening up little by little. Like restaurants were opening up, but it was like by reservation. They only had like 5 tables in the restaurant. It was just like very secluded. Yeah. So it was a weird time to date. Like, I don't know how people were dating during COVID because you can't go on dates and you can't see people because you're going to get sick.
Vaccine?
Right. The vaccine wasn't even out, I think. I don't know. No, the vaccine wasn't even out when we met. So then she DM'd me because I had posted again. I had posted like the picture of the view from Jersey, and it's just like the nice city view. And I was going out to eat with my friends for my birthday, but I had celebrated my birthday so many days. My birthday was
she like birthday week.
Yeah. Like my birthday was on the Tuesday coming up. I celebrated Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Fuck it.
Yeah,
Nice.
I was like, fuck it, right? I was like, it's been a pandemic and we haven't done shit. Like I need to celebrate. And then she hit me up and she was just like, oh, that's like a really nice view. And I was like, you know, like maybe I'll show you around one day. Like,
She was like, here's my shot.
yeah, right.
Finally.
And then like we exchanged numbers and then she texted me.
How do you, so you're saying she's like TikTok celebrity. So how do you decide who to respond to?
Right. How am I the lucky girl?
It was just a good day.
Intuition?
Yeah, like that. Like I said, that day when you followed me, I didn't have so many notifications, so I had the time to be like, "Oh, this is like a new follower," and
It was fate.
yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's
Fake girl.
Come on.
how long ago was your previous relationships before each other?
And
So it's like I'm still in it, but
Talk about it.
well, prior to her, I was single for like 5 years. But prior to that, I was in a relationship for 4. Okay. And that was kind of like my first relationship and was pretty close to the last until I met her. So I was like, fuck it. You know, I'm about to be out here in these streets.
so for 5 years you just been doing your thing.
Yeah, basically.
I found that hard to believe.
For 5 years?
Yeah, I found it hard to believe back then when she told me that. But my last thing was probably like 2 months before I met her. And it was a very messy situation. Like I was dating someone who was older than me, but they were like gonna get engaged. And then they proposed to their girlfriend. They were in an open relationship. I was just like, okay, I can't do this. What? She took back the proposal. It was like a whole thing. And I was like, this is too messy for me. Like, I can't. And then I didn't think anything of it. Like when we met, it was kind of like, I don't know. It was like a regular date. Like I would go on dates a lot.
I'm regular now?
No, not like that. But like, I was just like, I don't know where this is going. We'll see where it goes. Yeah. And we went on a date on my actual birthday. And she was like, how you don't got plans on your birthday?
Right.
Yeah. Red flag.
I said, yeah. And I was like, because I celebrated it like Thursday, Friday. Yeah. Like, I just want to relax on my actual birthday. And then she drove up from South Jersey, almost 2 hours. And we went out to eat. And you know how lesbian dates go. Like, they are so long.
You start at dinner, end up living together.
That's on the money.
We met at 4 p.m. on my birthday, and then she didn't leave till the day later at 10 p.m.
Wow.
And, safe to say, nothing happened.
No. Safe to say.
Yeah, you know.
Unfortunately, nothing happened. So then that was, you were together basically after that.
Kind of. Yeah, basically.
Right? It just kind of progressed.
Yeah.
And how long have you been living together?
In a couple months, it'll be a year.
It'll be a year, yeah.
Okay.
So we moved in probably after being together for like 5 months.
That's like us.
Wrong. 8 months.
Okay, we're like together, but then we started being in a relationship in December. If we want to get technical,
Okay.
That shit.
We got engaged in 8 months.
I know that's crazy.
You hear that?
Yeah.
We're like lesbians. For
I'm more lesbian than us.
Yeah. I told her that I have like a time frame.
This shit. Right.
So I'm sure you've discussed it, but is marriage something you see with each other?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Damn, baby. That's kind of like intense.
Fuck it. What we doing?
Right. I mean, she talks about it all the time.
Yeah.
do.
We were 27 and 25 when we got married.
Oh, wow. You hear that? Yeah. All right. Just making sure. Like, you hear that?
Which is, I mean, I guess for our community, it was more uncommon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel
And
like
by our community, you mean like
Black people.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't see so many people get married nowadays. It's like more baby showers.
We always talk about that. Like, we go to a million baby showers,
Right.
weddings.
No
bunch of
weddings.
Burberry fits.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. And then the weddings that we do go to is like co-workers, people we went to college with.
White people.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much. So yeah, it was history ever since. Like we just clicked. And it was good because since it was COVID, we had a lot of dates at home. We would like cook together. We'll play like games. We'll do like right. We will do like paint and sip. We made our own pizza once.
And I feel like the fact that you started dating in COVID almost makes you stronger.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I mean, there's two ways. There's two ways to see it. You obviously enjoy spending time together, but then there's that aspect like, how does this relationship look once the world does open up?
Yeah.
Because you could say that we're not even there yet. How does a normal Saturday look? Like, do you want to go and hit the club and hit the scene, or does she want to stay home and watch a movie? I guess that's a question.
Yeah, right? She's gonna stay home and watch the movie, and I'm gonna stay home and watch the movie with her. That's it.
Learning quick.
Yeah.
You know me?
But yeah, she's definitely more outgoing. Like she loves to party, and like I like to drink. So I feel like when we go out, like we have fun. But I just don't go out as often. You know?
Yeah.
I've been single for a long time, so the social settings is kind of where I've been. So I'm like out all the time. You know, I'm here to have a good time. So, like you said, when we met during COVID, it was a lot of personal time. So that made a difference, which I agree it made it stronger because it was like, all right, I obviously enjoy my time with you. But when it came to a point where it's like, all right, we need to see what it's like in a social light. And we did. And it was, we recognized some things, obviously, that I'm just out here and I'm just living my best life. And she's like,
You're really social. You're
boundaries.
the social butterfly.
Yeah. Like, relax. That's it.
I feel like I'm more the social butterfly in our relationship.
Like, I feel like I need a hit of it every once in a while just to kind of, touch the people.
Yeah.
Not literally.
Right.
And when we go out, I prefer if he doesn't drink much. He's just a lightweight.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So then he looks bored and like sleepy because he drank. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you for bringing this wine.
God bless. Don't fall asleep on us.
Right.
definitely. And then in our relationship, COVID kind of made us a little stronger because in the beginning of our relationship, I didn't have my master's yet. I was still finishing my bachelor's and I was super busy. So I was working 2 jobs and I was in school. So I had a point when I was like, do you know if you really even like me? Like, what happens when I'm done with school and I'm not working 2 jobs, I'm in my career, and now I'm home a lot?
Right.
Are you going to enjoy that? Remember? Yeah. And then a couple months later, COVID, he goes, you see, I still like you.
It was a big test. I think we definitely came out stronger.
It was like a blessing in disguise, which sucks to say because COVID hurt so many people in so many different ways. But like for us specifically, it was like really good. We bonded a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
All right. So the next thing I kind of want to ask, coming out. How was that for you? Not your coming out story. Like, I don't want you to have some trauma porn right now. But in terms
That's
of...
new.
It's a thing.
It's a thing,
Yeah.
Any like interesting scenarios or family dynamics that you want to share with us?
Yeah, so when we started dating, I actually wasn't out yet. I am so late to the game. Like, I didn't really start dating women until...
I was going to ask about that relationship you talked about. Was it a man?
No, it was a woman.
Oh, okay.
So before her, I dated two women. And I started dating women at like 23 or 22, around there. So even throughout college, like I kept dating guys. So when we met, I still wasn't out. Like, to my friends, yeah. But not to my family. Not even to my sisters, who I'm very close to. So she was very, very like understanding about it. Like, she didn't rush me, and I feel like that's so important, because when you're coming out, it's just such a sensitive subject.
Yeah.
And for my family, I just didn't know how they were gonna react, because like no one's gay in the family, and I have a Dominican family. I still have to come out to a lot of people because I have a big family. And
They might see you on TikTok.
Yeah. Right. Yo, they have. And I'm like, let me block them. Let me block them, because I don't need this. So yeah, I had to bring her home to like my parents. And it was a little awkward at first.
Did you like tell them about it first, or you just brought her over?
Oh my God, no, I told them about it first. I told them about it first, and it was just like a lot of tears. I actually did it over text. I'm a punk. I could not see my mom in person, because my mom, we have a very interesting relationship, and sometimes she could be so tough on us as a Dominican mom. And like my stepdad, he is like so understanding. He's so sweet. So he was very sweet. And something that I feel like a lot of people go through when coming out is that people ask you questions like, did someone do something to you? Like, did someone do something to you when you were little that I don't know about? So my mom was like asking me that, and I'm like, no, girl.
And I can imagine as a mom, that thought must have been like very painful.
It was, yeah.
Are you bisexual or?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So I told them that, and they were very understanding. And then when they met her, it was a little awkward because my parents don't speak English. My dad speaks a little bit.
How's your Spanish, Jojo?
I speak no Spanish.
No bueno.
But they love her, and like my sisters love her. And then on social media, I didn't feel the need to come out. Like, I'm an adult, so I just posted her. Yeah. And people was in the comments like bugging, but like heart eyes, like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. So yeah, she went through that with me, so I love that.
Okay. And I'm guessing yours was years ago.
I was 4.
Yeah. I mean, obviously I knew for a long time. But the only person I really didn't tell was my mom. So everyone kind of knew. Okay. They kind of knew, and I didn't really care about everybody else knowing. So like friends knew. I actually told my dad and my brothers that one time, and they were like, I was like a sophomore, and I was like, yeah, I think I like girls.
They're like, duh.
And they were like, no. They were like, what? Oh. Huh? Why? And I'm like, what does it matter? Like, I didn't really care for their opinion in a sense of like, because they love me. That, like, my dad loves me. My brothers love me. They're kind of like, I don't care what you do as long as you're good.
Okay.
Have you ever had a boyfriend?
Have I had a boyfriend? Have I had a situation? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I've had my experience.
She's not a gold star.
Ooh.
Right. I'm not happy about it.
Stop.
I'm a person of experience, so I feel like we don't know until you do.
How do you know you're really in it if you haven't?
So how do you know you're not gay, babe?
I don't know. I don't like cologne. It just.
So I should leave.
I told her that. I said, chill out with the cologne, because they can't.
Yeah. Well,
She loves
deodorant
cologne. She has a collection.
Yeah. I'm deodorant and lotion. That's it.
But I love it. I love it. It's not too strong.
I just like to smell good.
Continue.
But yeah, I didn't tell my mom. But obviously she knew. But I had so many people already knew that they were outing me to my mom. So like my brother was like, yeah, your daughter's gay. Look at her friends. Like, her friends is gay. What you think she doing? And I'm like,
When did you start dressing more masculine?
Well, I grew up fairly tomboy. So I was never like the girly girl. Because my dad was like, yeah, no, take that off. Like she not wearing that. She too young. And then when it got to a point where I started dressing myself, I was already comfortable like that. So to me, I wasn't like the regular girl where I'm like, I want to wear skirts. I want my nails painted. I was just like, no, put my hair up in a ponytail. Give me these jeans and this t-shirt and I'm out.
You remind me of, you know who Jessie Reyes is?
Don't God.
You remind me of
her number one fan.
I love her too.
Number one fan. She loves Jessie.
I've met her twice. I've been to 2 or 3. I think it's 2 of her concerts. Yeah, I'm in that.
Is she good?
She lit.
She's bi, I think.
I was gonna say she looks like she.
Listen, it's up in the air, but I'm here for it.
I like her.
Yeah.
Music.
You were just talking, and I'm like,
Jessie.
Damn. I love that. You name my dad. Damn. That
So-
made me super
Oh
happy.
my.
Shit,
my
all
bad,
right.
I cut you off.
Right.
So, Mom,
Oh yeah. So they were outing me to her, and I never officially told her. I love my mom. She's my best friend. I'd do anything for that woman. So she knew, but I never told her. I never had the confidence to tell her. And like my uncle's gay, her brother's gay. So I see how she reacted with that. And my best friend, who she considers her own child, came out gay. And I seen how she dealt with that. And I was like, all right, she's fairly good with it. But I just feel like it's different when it's your own child.
so
People want to be cool with everything until it's your own child.
she always tells me this story about a friend of hers who's very like, supports people who are gay, but then it hit home her brother and she lost her shit. So
Yeah, like I don't get it.
Yeah,
Like
she was like, I think her thing was the fear of how the world will accept him. So she let that kind of like derail her, and I guess she wasn't expecting it. But then she came to her senses fairly quickly.
that makes sense. So if people are gonna treat you some type of way, they're gonna treat you some type of way regardless. So, but my mom was like, I still love you. And then I was like, all right, again, like that might be different for me. I might not get the same reaction. So I didn't tell her until probably I started dating her.
You're lying.
Yo, I'm not your mom knows you're gay.
Yeah, she knew.
But you just never had
The
the
conversation.
conversation.
Yeah. Because I got to a point where I'm like, I'm old enough. I'm doing whatever I want. Like, I'm gonna date who I want to date. I got to a point where I felt like I didn't have to come out to her. Like, who I'm dating is who I'm dating.
That makes me think like I've never really come out to my parents.
Yeah,
either.
that's the question that I have for you. Like, so how did they know? Or like,
So my parents, my mom was born in the U.S., but she has 3 older brothers. They were all born in DR. So she's kind of like that. She lived here sometime, lived in DR sometime, but she's very like with the times. Like she's had gay friends, and she's always said like people could do whatever they want, like whatever. So I never had like that fear with her, but I've never dated a woman, like seriously. Just like flings and things. So it's never been a point to be like, I have to bring a woman to my house.
Yeah.
Right.
So like all my sisters were like all queer. So the one that's a little younger than me, she was in a relationship with a woman for a couple of years. The one younger than her, she was like the tomboy, and we all thought we knew she was gay, and then she like came out one time, but she's with a guy and has a daughter now.
oh, okay.
So it's like weird. And then my youngest sister has the youngest one. She's only dated women, and she's only introduced women to her house. So it's just,
That's crazy.
it must be like a gene.
It's in the blood. It's in your blood.
Yeah. So it's never, but it's just been known. And like, I feel like I've had conversations about it around my mom, but we've never like directly spoken about it, you know?
Yeah.
yeah, she's definitely one of those moms. It's just like, as long as you're happy.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, like us getting engaged so quick. She was like, oh, she was all for it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
whatever. She's like, I know Stephanie ain't stupid, so.
Yeah.
Right.
Why do you think you've never had like serious relationship with women?
Honestly, I remember when I was in high school, I always felt like since I'm feminine and I'm attracted to feminine women, it was like difficult.
Yeah.
Cause like it wasn't easy to approach it. Like and even all the women that I've messed around with, except for one, are straight women.
And
It's the straight woman.
Straight.
right.
Straight.
So then that's another reason, because if I'm dealing with women who don't really want to really go there, it's more like
It's in
for
the
fun.
shadows.
it hasn't gone anywhere. And then the one like actually queer woman that I dated, it was messy. She kind of had like a relationship kind of thing going on.
I was gonna ask because I know who it is.
Yeah.
So it's a friend of
Yeah.
really close friend of ours.
So now, yeah, it's a close friend of ours now. They their pronouns are they them now. But at the time it was super messy, and now we're just really really close.
So when you had that little summer fling with them, were you guys like walking around and?
Well, we couldn't because of the situationship
okay.
that they were in at the time.
But it felt like a relationship, kind of.
Yeah. So it was like, imagine being away at college, but we were still up there in summer, so not that many people were there. Yeah. It was like a low key kind of situation.
Dogs.
Right. Freaking college. You guys go to school and this is what you do?
Right. Exactly.
Right.
So,
Same thing.
There's no big coming out for me. And now I'm married, so it's like, unless we get a girlfriend, then we have that conversation.
Ooh.
Shit.
He kills me.
What that girlfriend look like?
Oh,
Have you talked about it?
Definitely.
Okay.
He's like, yeah.
Well, even just me, like, I feel like I'm more like, so I like my men really masculine, but I feel like whenever I've messed around with girls, I take on a more dominant role.
Right.
So I kind of want to keep that.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. Some sides are very, very feminine.
Yeah.
Behind that door.
That's true.
Like, you playing, girl.
Yeah.
You just dress
gassy.
like
Right. Yeah, the two girls that I dated before her were studs, but I feel like behind closed doors, it's like that's not the case. So you really can't be judging a book by its cover nowadays.
But how would you feel?
I couldn't. Just because, like, we're taking pictures, it looks like it's, the two homeboys.
Like I got two boyfriends.
Yeah. She like,
listen, I'm open to a lot,
Right.
but I think I'm good on that.
But under those clothes, it's still the same.
But then, that kind of makes me think of, there's a bunch of lesbians out here who are like fucking their homeboys. And, they get high and drink, and then it's like,
free for all.
Yeah.
they start looking good all of a sudden. I don't know. That's borderline homosexual in my opinion on the guy's part.
Oh yeah. No.
Jojo's like
Today, some of these guys are a little questionable.
Yeah.
Like, you pushing up on a very masculine female right now. That's beyond. I'm just trying to get in there.
So
like,
do guys hit on you?
all the time. All the time.
Yeah, we'll be at
But I don't consider myself that masculine.
Yeah.
Like, I have
the hair.
Yeah.
And the brows.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a STEM.
Yeah. I
A stem? What's a stem?
A stem.
I don't know all the.
So that's like in between like a stud and a femme. Because I grew up tomboy, so that's why, like, for me this is comfortable. But don't get it. I will slay.
Yeah.
No problem.
So will you ever put on a dress?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So
I gotta remind these
send us a
hoes.
picture so we could put it in the video.
Oh, I got
Yeah, we went to her work party. I wore a suit. She wore a dress.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a dress this
She
year,
was
girl.
killing
It's a
it.
different definition of code switching there.
Yeah. I honestly love wearing suits. I feel more comfortable with
I
them.
love you saw my. I was
Yeah,
about
yeah.
to wear a suit now.
Yeah.
I like wearing suits too.
Yeah.
She has a whole suit section. back
Oh
in
my
there.
god.
And I was
We're like
teaching,
the same.
but now I'm like home. I'm like they're
You
just.
gotta wear those blazers.
I know. I gotta wear that shit. Exactly.
For real.
How was it? So you said you recently like just kind of came out.
Yeah.
Was it also difficult to like date women before that?
Yeah, I feel like before that, it was kind of just like little hookups. Like, you get drunk and you start kissing girls. Like, it was never nothing serious.
Kiss so many straight
Just
girls.
like kissing. Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like, wait, like, so I know with me, when girls would get drunk and like, I'm gay. Like,
Yeah. Don't play with me.
Like, I done this.
Yeah. Are you sure?
Right.
So I get it.
That's what I be telling her. I'm like, I've never been the type of girl though that goes after straight girls. I'm so against it just because I'm not here to teach you. If you don't know what you're doing, I can't be a teacher to you. Like, so that's why I'm like, not really.
Yeah.
a fan of the straight girls.
I just feel like it was easier for me. It just it just happened that way.
But is it why were you? Was it like a conquest? Because
I think when I first came out and I was dealing with that, because also at the time of messing with females, it was like my fault. Let me say women. At the time where I was messing, girls at the time. It all you had were the straight girls because nobody was comfortable enough to be out. So it was just like the only way you knew is if you played the masculine part, like, oh, then she's obviously gay.
Yes.
But then trying to find a femme is just like, well, is she gay or is she not? Well, whatever. If she giving me play, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So, but at the time, it was like, all right. I mean, it was a nice challenge. You know, you like the chase.
I'm sure there were a lot of girls wanting to figure it out. And they're like, can we try something?
Do you think the way you portray yourself makes it easier for that straight bi girl to explore that side of her because you are masculine presenting? Yeah.
The haircut gives it away. I always talk
now. I didn't always have this haircut.
Yeah.
Now. But I have a very dominant personality as well. So okay.
Yeah, for me, it's like way harder. I feel like people don't really know maybe until they have a conversation with me. But as femme presenting, I feel like we're constantly coming out.
Yeah.
And if you don't make the first move, the likelihood of someone approaching you is just not likely. And I mean, even if you go to a gay club, there's a lot of straight girls who go to gay clubs. So it's like, so when the times that I have gone to like gay clubs, I've had to approach women. Like I've had to be like, let me buy you a drink. Because
brave.
I know. But you know when you have liquor in your system, it's like whatever. So yeah, I feel like I always have to make the first move.
Definitely.
But I like following her. I guess that was like my move, but she actually DM'd me.
I did the work.
Do you feel like now with more experience, like it's a little easier to know if a femme is a lesbian or is the same thing?
It's the nails. It's the fingers.
Nails sometimes, but there's a lot of femme girls that are like, they be wearing nails all the time. And we kind of talked about it in our video. I'm like, would you still date me if I had like the long acrylics?
It can't be that long. I mean, you could get the acrylics, but I'm not talking about like, nah.
Or just
I don't need your
fingers.
Right.
Yeah, right? I said, just leave the thumb alone. That's it. Leave the thumb alone. Everything else, go ahead.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be a couple inches.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you wear long nails, it's so hard to tell.
Yeah. I feel like for me, I don't go and be like, is she gay? I'm just like, if she feeling the vibes, it's just gonna work.
But she goes after straight girls too.
I've had my experience going after straight girls. So that's how you play. Like you flirt a little bit, and women, period, like attention. So when you give it to them, they're either gonna be like, "Oh, I like that attention coming from you," or they're gonna be like, "Sorry, sweetheart, I'm not gay."
Yeah,
I know.
But sometimes they like it, but they ain't really gonna do nothing.
Right.
And I know for me, I've been hit on by gay guys, and to me, that's like, damn, I look good. Right? Thank you.
Yeah.
Damn.
So keep hitting on them.
Yeah. And for you, Stephanie, how do you feel like in a gay setting? Like, have you gone to like gay clubs and bars around like, the city?
I definitely have, but I get hit on by studs, you know?
Yeah.
But it's been a while. Like, I remember in college, there was like, I had a lot of my gay friends were from college, like gay men.
Same.
And we would go to clubs, and it was more so like gay men clubs. Like, it's a little different. And there'd be a few like lesbians around, but I've never like picked anybody up at a club or anything like that.
I went to my first gay club with you.
Ooh.
When we were in Chicago.
Yes. To see my friend, who's now my summer friend.
Her summer fling, who's now one of our best friends.
Yeah, we went to see them.
I got a question. So how do you feel about her still being friends with someone she had?
Yeah, so when I first, at the time, they were still presenting as her, she, her. I was jealous as fuck. I remember they went to, I told this story on the podcast, but she went to the bathroom and she followed.
But you know, girls just do that.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm like, they're in there scissoring. Then they're going to come out like nothing happened. Yeah. I've seen the L word. I know what happens.
Baby walling.
So I was boiling on the inside.
And this was early on.
It was early in our relationship.
Married or I don't know, maybe
and we
not
had,
even engaged.
Till this day, one of our biggest fights that night. I I don't know if I want to go into detail, but
No,
let's
tell them that part.
So we get into an argument and she storms off and I'm following her. And I'm like, my car is at your house. I need to come with you.
Yeah.
And she's just angry. She's basically having me chase her all through Times Square. She gets in the cab. I follow. We're sitting next to each other. And the cab driver is like taking some weird ass way. I guess he's trying to run up the price. And she's like, why are you taking this way? They get into an argument. She gets out the cab. And I'm like, what the fuck do I do?
Like a movie.
I open the door to come out. And he pulls off. I fall out the cab and do a tumble.
Oh, snap.
No way.
And she's like, you okay? And I'm limping. I was literally hurt. And
then I could imagine that I was already pissed about his jealousy. And then I was probably pissed, like, this cab driver's trying to take advantage of us and you're just sitting there.
Yeah. right.
So it must have been like double. I was fucking.
And I don't know how we recovered, but it's crazy to say now that like I consider them one of my best friends too. Like I love them so much and they're always on my mind. We talk even when Steph isn't around. So it's crazy to go from that jealousy to where we are now.
Yeah.
Let's call it growth.
Yeah. We love that.
Definitely. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
She's like,
It's funny because so her best friend, she used to date her best friend. And at first I was like, here we go again. Because when I had my first relationship with a girl, she had a lot of queer friends. And in the beginning, I was kind of like, no, you dated her, like you can't be cool with her. Like I was a little toxic in that sense, just because.
Do you really think that's toxic? Like you now?
Me now, yeah, because now I know that so many girls are still friends with people that they dated. Like that's like a normal thing in the lesbian community. Like you guys just become friends after that for whatever reason. So I didn't know that at first because with all my relationships before that with men, it was like they were never cool with their exes. Like it was just like, no following each other. They were just like strangers. So I was like, oh, you used to date your best friend. Interesting. I'm like, red flag. But now it's like, I love her best friend. She is like the best. Like
I think it has to do something about women and friendships because we can separate it.
yeah.
Like I don't know about if you've dated them, even though obviously I have one of my best friends, someone I dated. But something about women that we could separate the two. Like my best friends, I have no desire to like be intimate with them.
Right.
Like it just doesn't mix. Like for whatever reason.
So I had a best friend who's a woman.
And I cut that shit off.
We never dated, but we slept together twice while I was in a relationship. It was like it happened once, and then it happened like maybe like 3 years later, and we never even spoke about it. It was just like, all right, well,
it's kind of like when the stud has sex with her friend because they're drunk.
So when we first got together, I used to tell her everything. I mean, I still tell her everything, but I would just let it all out. Like, oh yeah, back when I was 16, I did this, 17, I did this. And I'm just going on and on and on. And she remembers everything.
she's taking
So then now it's time to meet this friend. And she's like, oh, this is the one you slept with twice. Who's saying they're excited to come to my wedding. No. And that was tough.
Other than the same thing.
And, maybe we can have a little therapy here, but, why is it okay that I accept your friend, but you can't accept mine?
I wasn't in a relationship.
What do you mean?
Like when this person and I wasn't like, there wasn't a boundary being crossed there with me.
So what, you thought that?
I felt the fact that you were in a relationship when she slept with you, I felt like she would cross that boundary again. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, it's been years and it is what it is. But
we should have tried to make something work though.
That's the easy one.
Damn, I didn't think about it at the time.
Shout out to you.
That's funny.
Okay. I wanted to talk about something that's been trending pop culture. Kim Kardashian. So she's been trending for a couple of reasons. The first one is her and Pete Davidson. So really quickly, what's your opinion on that relationship?
Awkward.
I love him.
Awkward.
I really thought he was cute even before all the fame.
Awkward.
Something about him,
I love him too.
right?
And I was so excited when he was with Ariana Grande.
That
I
was
like
cute.
liked that. Like it looked cool. Like they looked cute together.
Yeah.
I do think him and Kim are a little awkward.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But I'm like so team him that I'm like, fuck it. And
Yeah.
it's pissing Kanye off and I kind of like
Yeah.
it.
I still don't think it's true. I don't know why. I just can't imagine Kim dating him. I feel like it's probably
Dating Pete.
yeah.
I can't
Yeah,
picture
I-
him dating her.
But have you
honestly,
seen his
more than
track record?
anything.
It's like Ariana, Kate Beckinsale.
Oh, I
I
didn't
didn't
know that.
anybody before Ari.
Me neither.
Kate Beckinsale was like in Underworld with the vampires.
Oh,
I feel like he's too fun for Kim.
Yeah,
Like Kim
right.
seems too dry and like
That's
like
what
she
threw
got
me
a
off.
fly body, but she doesn't seem like a sexual person to me, which is weird. Like I don't see her being like
Like even her
fun.
sex tape
Yeah.
is kind of like dry. Like
But so I find that awkward. Like I feel like
Oh,
he needs
no.
to be someone with more fun and
Yeah.
flirty.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, she's giving me very much boring vibes.
I said in my guys group chat yesterday, like, am I the only one rooting for Pete? It's like, yeah, fuck that. They feel like because he has a relationship with Kid Cudi, who's also Kanye, is too close. Like
Oh, I love
you
Kid
kind of
Cudi.
broke a bro code there.
Yeah. But I'm not a fan of Kanye.
I mean,
Have you seen the documentary?
She put it on. I said, take it
I
off.
started it and she
So-
was like,
so
yeah,
I
don't care.
That.
You can hate Kanye. Just watch the first episode and it'll be like,
because
wow.
it's like his life growing
Before?
up, before the
Before his craziness?
yes. So you kind of not forgive anything he's doing because no, but you're like, oh shit,
Makes
And then like his
sense.
relationship
Uh-huh.
with his mother is
That-
just wow.
oh my god, his relationship
Makes you want to
with
be
his
a better
mom.
parent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. You should
I'll
watch
give her a
it
chance.
because I can't stand fucking Kanye.
Yeah,
either,
yeah.
But I like the.
Girl,
The
I'm always
documentary.
talking shit about him.
So the other thing Kim is trending about is I think in Vanity Fair they asked her like any advice to like
Like,
boss
all
women.
the sisters. Yeah.
Yeah. And her advice was get the fuck up and work because people don't want to work these days.
Uh-huh.
So what are your thoughts on that?
I feel like Kim is really one to talk because she has never worked a day in her life. And there was
Okay.
tweets going around of people who have worked for her. Just like talking about their experience. And it's like, you're not even a good boss at that either. I feel like if she was to spend a day in our shoes, she would not survive.
Okay.
So I think the message is 100% correct.
Mhm.
I just think the messenger is
Yeah.
Give
is-
it to
Facts.
someone else.
yeah. Obviously, yeah, work hard.
Right.
But it's also like you could have a job at a fast food joint working hard is going to be different from Kim Kardashian's working hard.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Right.
Yeah, I can see why people are pushing back because it's kind of like when Donald Trump says, my father gave me a small loan of $1 million.
Yeah, like a small loan.
And that is small for him
Yeah.
in the grand scheme of things. But people like us who are like
Regular people.
regular folk,
Mm-hmm.
But my like I hate when I have to defend Kim Kardashian. But
Right.
I kind of feel like there's a lot of people who grew up with her privilege, right? Like in terms of her father is a successful lawyer, they lived in Beverly Hills, but how many Kim Kardashians do we have? So a lot of people had her privilege but didn't really turn it into
something.
what she has done.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like from her perspective, from like where she's at, where I've never been, she probably sees a lot of people who have that silver spoon
Yeah.
and do nothing else
Right.
and don't want to thrive.
Yeah.
She didn't have to start Skims.
Right.
She could have stopped working years ago.
Years ago.
So I kind of understand what she meant, but it shows her privilege that she doesn't realize when she
Yeah.
says those things, it comes across kind of
Yeah.
snotty.
I've always been a Kim fan, and I still am.
Yeah, yeah,
And like
yeah.
one thing that I love about her is that she's using like the fact that she's like trying to be a lawyer and like defending, you know, regular people, like that guy who got into a truck accident by mistake.
Yeah.
Like she helped him out, but it was just a message, was just not it for me.
Yeah.
and then
definitely.
Courtney in the background. That's so true.
Yes.
she hates working.
exactly.
She does.
And I don't even watch the reality show, and even I know that. Like, for some reason, I've seen that clip where they're like, "You don't do shit."
They be arguing with her all the time.
Yeah, wrong messenger. Great messenger. Work hard.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you have any?
I did have a question about like your relationship with your mother, because I know in one of the episodes you mentioned that she's lesbian and like she's married. Like, how did she go about like coming out, and how was that experience for you?
Damn, I'm about to.
You don't have to go crazy into I know she listens.
Fuck it. You know, what's funny is her wife listens more than her. My mom's busy, but her wife will listen.
But she only supports us.
Yeah.
She knows we be talking.
So what's funny is I kind of knew she was dating women before she told me, because I got. So I don't remember why, but for some reason her phone was there and she got a text message, and it was like open, and I looked and it was the name was a female name. No, because I didn't have her password. I just remember it was open, and I looked. And I was like, and the person was saying like really romantic things. I was like, that says, let's say, I don't know, Maria. It says Maria. I'm like, what the fuck is Maria saying these romantic things for? So then I think I told my brother. He's like, you sure? So a short time after that, she sits me and my brother down, and I'm like, oh shit, she's about to tell us. This is what I'm thinking. And she starts crying. My mom's very emotional to the point that when she met our new son, River, for the first time, me and Steph were like, as soon as she comes in, she's going to cry. And as soon as she walked in, she started crying. So we could predict things like that. So she sits us down and she gives a whole speech about, you know, I don't want you and your brother to feel like you two are mistakes. But, you know, this has been my life trajectory and this is what I had to deal with. You know, she's from the Caribbean. So even to this day, you know, homosexuality there is still
So she was suppressing it.
And she told us, and me and my brother were like, okay, like, what do you want us to say?
It'd be the boys that don't care.
Like, I genuinely didn't have a feeling on it, positive or negative. It was just like, all right.
How old were you?
Definitely after high school, so maybe like 19, 20. And you know, the person that I saw in the message, I eventually met them, and that relationship ended. And then I eventually met her now wife, and you know, my kids call her Nana, grandma. So you know that, you know, they established themselves to the point where I accept it. And it doesn't matter if it was a man or a woman.
I love her wife because we both like married into the family, so we have our little kiki, and we connect on that. You know, like being the outsiders of the family. And my son Eli, growing up, he was like, I was worried of leaving him with other people because he has a lot of energy. So I would be afraid that people would think he was like a brat or whatever. She loves him. Like they have a bond and such a good relationship. Like I love her to death. Like I never have to worry. Like sometimes if he's like with my sister or somebody else, I'm like, is everything okay? How's Eli behaving? And I'm like making sure with her, I don't have a care in the world because I know like they understand each other.
Yeah, my mama gay. She gay. But yeah, it's just whatever. And I think a lot of what she's gone through has kind of shown in my relationship in the sense that, you know, I'm sure people have a lot of opinions. Me and Steph talking about, oh, we want a girlfriend. Right. That's a big fucking...
And us getting married so quickly and like, there's just a lot.
And when we did have a girlfriend for a short amount of time, I was excited. I wanted to tell my mom. Unfortunately, we never got to the point where it was like introductions to family members, but I would be excited to tell my mom because of that. So if it was just like my mom was heterosexual, that might have been a little more concerning. A couple of people
knew. Your brother knew.
Yeah. I'd call some people that
because it seemed like it seemed like it was gonna get somewhere.
Yeah,
it was bad timing. But
have you guys seen that couple on TikTok? They're a throuple, a Dominican girl. I think 2 Dominican girls.
I think so.
I've seen them.
Yeah,
they live.
And what do you think about their breakup?
I didn't see that.
So the 2 girls ended up together.
Oh, that's one.
Oh.
There's another couple to follow, another throuple. But yes. That shit's crazy. This is the one.
They were married.
He was like a Filipino kind of guy.
Yeah.
Pau. Yo.
She followed them more. I don't.
Yeah. I followed them on Instagram before I was on TikTok. That's not. Are they still together, the girls?
Yeah. They have like a YouTube and everything.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Like I wonder how the guy feels.
Probably sick.
Because he was the one married to her.
Yeah.
And then the third came out of nowhere.
But his wife gives heavy lesbian vibes.
She does.
She does. Like I always thought that. I'm like, I don't know.
Would y'all ever do that?
She's a big no on that.
Yeah.
Me personally, if I was with a dude, absolutely I would want a girlfriend. Yeah, let's bring in a third.
But what about a third girlfriend?
But a third girlfriend, that's a dub.
What about
that's a no.
would y'all ever even entertain the idea of a threesome?
Oh, we talked a little bit about that. I said we would need to be drunk in Ibiza.
That's new to me. Before she was like,
So
nah.
it's like a fantasy thing.
Yeah.
I respect your honesty, but I hate that because my ex-girlfriend always used to say, we'll go on vacation and we could do it on vacation. I'm like, when the
Don't
fuck
happen.
are we going to go on vacation? So
Right.
just say no. Because
Right. If you want to say no, just say no.
That's what she'd be like.
Yeah, like you're gonna say no.
It would need to be a spontaneous thing.
For me, like, again, I'm a person of experience, so I want to do it one time just to say that I did it. You know, so
It's a lot
for
of
me.
work.
Oh yeah,
I feel like for me, it's like, I feel like for bisexual people, it's obviously like you get both things at once. But just to get a third girl,
that's
too much
what I
work.
said. That's what I was like, I don't know that I will want to do it with another female because I feel like that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I just don't have the energy. Like, we already go for so long. How much longer you think this is gonna be
For
with a
real?
third? Like,
it's kind of like your first date.
Yeah.
yeah, right. The date that never ended.
Yeah.
48 hours.
Yeah.
Pretty much that's the min.
And I feel like someone's always left out. Like in a threesome.
I think it depends.
Yeah.
you have to have a balance.
A
Like,
chemistry and like a...
as long as they're all willing to give,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But the pillow princesses, yeah.
And make sure the room is warm because then when you separate, you don't feel cold.
Yeah. Once you get cold, it's over.
Yeah, because then
yeah.
you start to feel
Yeah.
warm room. That's a trick.
But that's why I said, like, in the event that I was with a guy, I would do it because I feel like that's just easy.
yeah.
And you are a lesbian.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
There's no confusion there. Okay.
I want to clarify.
Curiosity already killed the cat.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your podcast.
Well.
What's the name again?
Ooh, let's chat.
Les Chat. I see what you did there.
Like that. Now, I mean, I didn't want to make it so gay because obviously you want a platform where everyone can relate, but I don't think it's that gay.
Listen, don't worry about pleasing everybody.
Yeah.
That's something
Right.
we learned early. Like at first we were like, we're going to talk about everything, about music, about pop culture, about this. We just want to be like a everything podcast, but you lose people like that. You'll find your people like focusing on what you are good at talking about.
Right.
So don't worry about that.
Yeah, that's how we were. We were like, like let's think about the people we listen to.
Yeah.
Like the things we're interested in. Like you can only talk about the things that you even like. So for me, I wanted to do it for a while because I feel like in Jersey, period, there's not much representation. And especially down south, like within the LGBTQ plus community, is just like, it's very slim. Like we know there's some gay people out here, but we kind of just stay distant. Like nobody's like taking the initiative. So I was like, you know, it'd be nice to have some type of representation because everything that we see between TikTok, YouTube, like they're all like West Coast Jones. Yeah. So it's like, oh, cool. I'm glad you're living your best life out there. But where are the people at in Jersey?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what I wanted the platform for.
Whose idea was it?
Mine.
Okay.
We did a vision board for 2022 and that was like on her vision board. And then I was like, so let's do it. And then like 3 weeks later, like we just did
into
it. Yeah.
What's been the most challenging part?
It's like a lot of work behind the scenes. Like we had to learn a lot, like just with editing and like the audio platforms that we use, the mics, everything.
Yeah, like even though this is difficult to get going, this is probably the easiest part because then you have to promote it
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
all week.
Oh,
Yeah. All week, literally.
I'll be at work. So I'm like, you got it, babe.
Yeah. So now I've had more time. So like I usually post it on like TikTok. And our TikTok has grown like a lot since I've posted. I feel like we have a lot of females, obviously, like a lot of women audience.
But I feel like that's why we're progressing is because, again, there's that representation that people are like, well, this is what we've been waiting for. Like, where is it? No one's take the initiative. So within the community, it's just like,
'cause
people want that.
On our algorithm, we'll get different podcasts, no lesbian couple podcasts. So you have
It's just the guys talking shit about women.
Right.
Which is
Yeah, take the
another
mic away
thing.
from
Like, a lot of people appreciate us for that because it isn't that like manly podcast that's just hating on women 24/7.
But that's crazy because there's some podcasts like that there's some women on and they just sit there like, oh, that's how you feel?
Those
Pick-me's.
the pick-me's. Like,
Yeah.
Like
you don't speak up. Are you not a woman?
Yeah.
Right.
I'll be
you're
waiting.
You're a yes woman. My fault.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Could never be me.
So what topics or the type of topics do you discuss? It's not just purely lesbian topics, right?
No, I mean, because a lot of it is based on our experience, it comes off that way.
Yeah.
But it just because it's, woman on woman, it doesn't make the experience any different.
Yeah.
Like everyone has a relationship. Everyone goes through the same toxicity and the same, ups and downs. So
that's interesting because I feel like a lot of times we think like, well, in a heterosexual relationship,
Right.
But at the end of the day, we all kind of experience the same shit like, in different ways, but it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm gay. I mean, I'm a lesbian.
Okay, Drake.
Yeah, so we try to target also, I feel like we target a lot of Gen Z, which I love because I used to work with college students.
Okay.
So I just kind of, I mean, I love that we're getting like a lot of young people. We just pull out this Google form where people could submit like anonymous stuff, and a lot of like 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds asking us questions. And I feel like she has a lot more experience like being gay, and I feel like I just have the guy experience, but I could talk about it as like being an adult. But we do have a lot of haters. People be commenting some crazy stuff. And one thing that I wanted to mention is like, how do you guys feel about people who are biphobic? Apparently that's not a thing. You can't be biphobic.
That
just made me
phobia
hot.
bisexual people.
Yeah.
So I do think there's a huge double standard. But I do think that women can be bisexual and men can't. It's just men are you did what once? What? You're gay, brother.
Yeah, they do.
And even if a guy friend of mine told me like, yeah, I tried it once, I'm like, whoa. And it's just something that's in me. And as woke as I think I am, it is a double standard. I never heard of biphobia. Is that within the gay community?
Yeah.
So even like, we talk about racism, there's colorism. So even within the community, people, so I feel like I've had the stigma of like, you're not really gay. You're just curious. Or since I've never been in a relationship, it's like, no, you were just young and having fun with your drunk friends. Like, you're not really gay. And it's like, how are you to tell me, especially now being married with 2 kids, that like, you're not really. So I get that. With men, I feel like the double standard, and I'm even guilty of it. I would say like, I wouldn't date a bisexual man. But it's like, I feel like I prefer to be with a very masculine man. So my 20-year-old mind is like, that needs to be a straight man.
Yeah.
But really, though, it doesn't really have to be. There could be a bisexual man who's super masculine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you grow and you kind of learn those things. So I totally see the biphobia. Hey, look at him. He's like, hypocrite.
He's shaking his head like,
I don't know. What do you think?
I do agree with the double standard thing, because I had a friend and I asked her, I was like, would you ever date like a bisexual man? I don't know if you guys ever saw Love is Blind, like the first season.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was that couple and I was upset because he didn't tell her he was bisexual until they were in the honeymoon.
That was bold.
But do you think it matters?
His reaction was terrible.
Terrible.
Because he was super nasty to her about it. Ugh.
Like I can't remember how you being bisexual came up, but it wasn't important to me. It just was something we spoke about. So why is it this big thing to find out if a guy may be bisexual?
Yeah, because of the double standard.
I also feel like she might have been able to get over it. He was just super.
Yeah, he got really
was
defensive.
nasty.
He was super defensive about it right away. Like, obviously, it's because of his experiences and being judged. So I don't want to like judge him too badly on that. But I think if he allowed her the time, like when something shocks you, it shocks you. Like we can't be upset with how people handle certain news. he ruined it for them. I honestly think they had a good connection that if he wasn't such an asshole, it would have worked out.
That made it way worse.
Did you ever
reaction?
have any concern with her being bisexual?
Nah.
So the
I
comment,
got this.
She won't leave. She's more than welcome to go.
There's the door.
Yeah.
I hope you pack.
Because
Right,
he could
right,
leave
right.
with a woman too.
Yeah.
That doesn't make a difference.
Right. So in the comments, they were saying that like bisexual women are more likely to cheat on you. And I'm like, that has nothing to do with them.
I feel like at one point when I was younger, and that just goes with like growing up and knowing what you know. Like, what you surround yourself by, that's the knowledge you're taking in. So at the time it was just like, yeah, you know, bisexual, like, girl, you either this or that.
That's
Like,
the thing. They always be
it-
like, pick a side already.
Yeah, and it's just like, I think that is out of the insecurity that you're gonna go back to being with men, but it's the same thing with straight women. You base your entire life as a lesbian messing with straight women because you think there's some type of security. And in my experience in dating straight women, because my first relationship was with a straight girl.
Do you mean like I'm the only woman she likes?
Yeah, yeah.
But do you
like,
still consider them straight?
Right. Like you can't.
Like you're eating you're eating
Been
pussy
gay.
right
You're
now.
in the closet.
You needed to push out the closet. Yeah. So there's some who just really need that push. And they're like, girl, thank you. And some of them is just like, there's some who literally just like the woman for that woman. So I can understand like, all right, you're not gay. You really just like her. But that's the issue where you get a little confused because it's like, you think she's just for you, and some of them really aren't just for you. They really do. Once you break up, they go back to men, and then you're shocked. Like, well, where'd you find her at? Like, what you think was gonna happen?
I feel that over time, there's gonna be so many more lesbians. Like,
Right.
you know, I'm in my 30s. I'm 31. I'm like, I'm only 31. But I know a lot of single women in their 30s and messing around with men who ain't shit, and they have such solid female friendships. I'm like, y'all could have a family together. Y'all. And I feel like when we talk about dating straight women, I feel like in their mind they have this idea of a family.
Yeah.
And they think it can only happen with a man.
Yeah.
They have this idea of feeling safe and secure, and they think only a man can do that for you.
Right.
So I feel like every generation, we're going to start to see more like best friends just like forming new families, family dynamics. And a strap.
Right.
That's in the closet though.
I've never used a strap, and I really want to.
On a woman.
You know, on a woman.
Because I think I asked
That's
her
a
about
good sense of
that.
power.
I asked her about that. I was like, you want to peg me? And she's like, nah. Because I would, you know, I'm open to a lot of things, but I'm not into it that much that I want to do it. But if she was into it, I'm like, we can have a conversation about it. But nah, I'm good.
Oh, you're willing to test the limits for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it would definitely be different. Strapping a female is just a different. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, that and
You
I
have the
and I
built-in strap.
and when we were in our previous relationship with a girl, I saw her in a different zone. Like,
Right.
because obviously, you know, I would finish and they would continue. And you're watching, like, you get to watch, and it's like, this is an interesting way to see her. Like, she's doing things I was like, oh shit, that's
Right.
interesting.
You was surprised.
She's more aggressive.
Yeah, taking control. Okay.
Whereas with me, she lets me be the dominant one. So that
That would be
I want that for you. I guess one last thing I wanted to mention. I saw on your TikTok, you two were talking about the L word. And I want to tell y'all my story with the L word.
Tell us.
I was in high school.
So the L word is a show, just in case somebody doesn't know, because we're like, what the fuck is the L word?
So I'm 33. I was in high school. This is the original
Right?
L
Okay.
word.
Original
She's
L
not up to
And-
the original.
So
You gotta watch
Generation
it.
Q.
You know, he put me on to the L word. I watched the original.
Listen,
Did your mom put you on?
no, cue the Drake song. So I was in high school. It was a Sunday night, and I'll be honest, I was looking for something to masturbate to.
That was
And I was going through, and there was no porn on or whatever. And I get to the L word, and there's a sex scene.
so many.
So did what I had to do, but then I realized, like, wait, they're talking still. And then I'm into the story. Then the next Sunday, I keep watching, and then
Were you jerking off each time?
no,
All right. That's a good question.
no. It was just that one time, but at that point, I was hooked into the characters.
Plot.
And my mom, before she came out, this is when she was still married to my stepfather. She had a friend who was a lesbian. And it's funny, that friend actually found us on TikTok recently. She's like, oh my God, I haven't seen you forever. But me and her would talk about the L word. And she had a nickname for me. It was like, she called me AC. It was short for adult conversation. Because I was like 16 we were talking about the L word and adult combos. But yeah, and then I was hooked to the L word. And I put her on years after it was over. We watched The New Generation.
I was like, these white girls, I don't want to watch that.
right.
Yo,
They
add
need
me
more
in.
representation.
Add me in.
Yeah.
Sign me to the next
Yeah.
season. You know?
But I do like,
And they had a
once I
reality
watched
show
it,
too,
I'm
right?
like,
Yeah, they had a reality show, good 3 seasons.
Yeah.
That shit was good too. That shit was real life. I was like, oh, they really do this. And I've been to Cali, and shorties out there, they really do that. They're really not shit.
We
I hate
are
to say
Les Chat.
it. Yeah. Yeah, for real.
So yeah, that's my story with L word. And I've always just felt connected to lesbians. And
Aw, I love that.
I love y'all.
We love you back.
well, thank you so much for joining us.
Of course. Thank you for having
We wish you
us.
so much success, and hopefully we could do this again.
I only see y'all going up from here, and I enjoy it. So that's big because we have a lot going on. So if I could take time to take in some new content and actually enjoy it, it means a lot.
She's a character.
We appreciate
Next
that.
time we'll be on your show.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
On the
So-
balcony. For sure. You know, that nice balcony you got.
You've watched a few episodes. I always end each episode asking my wife here a question, but since you're our guest, I'll ask, do you still like us?
Yes,
Oh,
of
yeah.
course.
Right. Just remember us when we plan a vacation.
Well, we're going to be at the wedding.
Oh, yeah.
She got a time limit. Don't forget.
I do.
So be soon.
Right.
If we surpass the 5 years, there's no wedding.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you
Of
so
course.
much. Bye.
Bye.